If it feels like when you're interacting with someone, the words, they're just not getting in. They're muffled. You can hear them, but they're not getting processed. And if this sounds like you, then stick around, because in this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly why that's happening. It's due to this very specific mechanism happening within your body. And so by the end of the video, you're no longer going to feel like you just don't have the machinery to connect with people. I promise you do, and I'm gonna prove it to you right now. And just before we dive in, I want to introduce myself to you. So I'm Rubin Naidu, I'm a transformational coach, and I specialize in social anxiety, or this inability to connect with people. So this experience when you're interacting with somebody and the words, they're muffled, they're just not getting processed. Why do you experience this? It's because on the inside, you are experiencing quite a bit of discomfort. This anxiety, if you will, that you're feeling on the inside, when that gets activated or when that gets triggered up, one of the side effects of anxiety or nervousness being present within you is that it's going to intentionally shut down your hearing. And why does this happen is because it's one of the core functions of your human stress response going off, also known as the fight, flight, freeze mechanism. So it's designed to do exactly that. So for example, you have another system that you're familiar with, your digestive system. It's designed to break down foods and convert them into energy. Your human stress response is designed to keep you alive and keep you away from danger. And part of that assembly line, if you will, is shutting off your hearing. And obviously it's very frustrating because it makes it impossible to socialize and to connect with other people. It can just really lead you to feeling like you're just broken on the inside, like you just don't have the inner machinery to connect with others. Me personally, I thought I had ADD, I thought I had autism, I thought I had all of these personality disorders, that I was just broken on the inside, and it's simply not the case. And so there's this saying, the right tool at the wrong time is still the wrong tool. So let's give you an example though of the right tool at the right time. Let's say you are walking in the woods and you come face to face with a tiger. So you're in this life-threatening situation and your human stress response, it's proportionate to the danger of that situation. It fires off. And just a heads up, other functions that are performed on that assembly line when your human stress response goes off is you'll have heart palpitations, you'll have shallow rapid breath, which you'll feel like you can't breathe, you'll have tunnel vision. And then again, I want you to think back and really reflect on this. If you're in front of a tiger and it's a life-threatening situation, would you really want your hearing to be sharp and on point? And the answer is no. Why? Because hearing is the one thing that'll divert your attention and take your tunnel vision off of that threat in front of your face. So you have your eye on the tiger, you're watching his every move. If somebody says your name, for example, and you look off to the side, those seconds could mean life or death for you. So again, right tool at the right time. Right tool at the wrong time is the same mechanism is going off when you're just trying to talk to your coworker, right? Very frustrating. And I actually have this really funny story to share with you that'll help you really tie this whole thing together. And it's a very realistic situation that you could find yourself in. So this is when I was in my mid-20s. I'm in my early 40s now. So this is when I was in my mid-20s, socially awkward, socially anxious, but who cares, right? Got a lot of liquor inside me. And that's just the way I was dealing with everything at the time, which was being out at bars and clubs and the whole night scene multiple times a week, right? And I remember my friends and I were walking out of this club and we turned the corner and there's a homeless man and he's asking for change. And I didn't know it, but we were gonna come up on something way scarier than a tiger. Whew! It was a Karen, right? And so there's this Karen, and she's going off on the homeless dude saying, I'm not gonna give you any change. I work for a living. I work hard for my money. And she starts being just super mean, just giving him mad attitude. And my friend, he goes in to stick up for the homeless guy, and he says, hey, like, chill out, like, take it easy on him. And he ends up giving the homeless guy $20. And so this Karen starts to get really angry, and she starts mocking my friend. Oh yeah, good job. Oh yeah, you gave him all that money. Good for you. She starts really mocking my friend. And she's also with this guy, but he's kind of like pushover timid, and he's kind of saying like, hey, relax, like take it easy, right? And Karen's like, I'm not gonna relax. I work for my money. I work hard. We all have to work for a living. Why can't he work for a living like the rest of us? And my friend's temper, you can see it starting to get escalated. She starts getting escalated. They both start getting ramped up. And my friend jumps in and he just loses it. And he goes, listen, you W word. Rhymes with more. I'm not gonna say it because I got a 3-year-old daughter. And what does she do? She smacks him across the face so hard that his head turns. I'm already across the street because I don't want to get into it. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, McDonald's drive-thrus calling my name, let's get out of here kind of a thing. And I look over and his head tilts this way. And I said, hey, what are you doing? But because he's so drunk, he's consumed so much liquor, his fight or flight system isn't protecting him at all. When I yell something, my friend, what does he do? Is he looks over to me and he's looking at me for an answer. Like, what do you mean? What am I doing? And what happens is she winds up again and smacks him across the face the other way. So you see his head go this way, and then you see his head go this way. And then she starts to go to town on him, just swinging and swinging and swinging. My friend starts to cover up, and the guy she's with picks her up, carries her away, and I start running over. I'm like, defend yourself from the Karen. And then after we were talking and we were laughing, it's funny because he's like, dude, I thought you screamed, what are you doing? Because I was getting into it with this girl. And I said, no. I said, what are you doing? Because you weren't defending yourself. And it's just a funny story to tie this together, because let's say he didn't consume so much alcohol and he was in fight or flight. When I yelled, what are you doing? It would have been muffled. He would have been in fight or flight, and he would have had that tunnel vision on her. So at least he would have been, at least move out of the way, slip her punches or whatever, keep himself safe. But thanks to yours truly, his attention got diverted. So the right tool got drowned out by alcohol. And this hearing shutdown plagued me for years. I was convinced that I just didn't have the machinery to connect with people. It's like, I felt like I just wasn't born with it. And that's not the case. It's just that your human stress response is miscalibrated. It's firing off when perhaps there is no actual danger. And it's doing, though, what it's designed to do, and that is shutting off your hearing. And so you're probably wondering, how do you calibrate it? And the key is there's something that's causing it to fire off. And fire off when you're just trying to socialize or when you least expect it. And oftentimes that shutdown of your hearing goes hand in hand with this other function of that human stress response, and that is your mind going blank. So if it feels oftentimes like there's just a lock on your brain and you completely lose your train of thoughts, you lose your words, you lose your ability to express yourself, then I want you to check out this video next. In this video, I'm gonna show you exactly why it happens, why that human stress response gets triggered off in the first place and shuts down your hearing and blanks out your mind, and more importantly, how to stop it. So check out that video now. I hope this video was super helpful in helping you realize you are a lot more normal than you think. You do have the machinery to connect with other people. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.